Vladimir Putin is playing Trump like a fiddle, and Trump has successfully turned the Republican Party that, like 10 years ago, was we're this big national security party. Russia is our enemy. Vladimir Putin is a dictator. He hates us for our freedom. He wants to ruin America. To now, all of the triple Trumpers are full blown Putin propagandists and supporters. Let's put up this tweet that Trump did yesterday, or lie social, I should say. My phone conversation today with President Putin of Russia was a very good and productive one. We agreed to an immediate ceasefire on all energy and infrastructure, with an understanding that we will be working quickly to have a complete ceasefire and ultimately an end to this very horrible war between Russia and Ukraine. This war would have never started if I were president. Many elements of a contract for peace were discussed, including the fact that thousands of soldiers are being killed, and both President Putin and President Zelensky would like to see it end. That process is now in full force and effect, and we will hopefully, for the sake of humanity, get the job done. Putin immediately after this bombed Ukraine. Immediately after he sent out this truth lie, he was like, "You are such a pussy, Donald Trump. I want to remind you who your daddy is." And he rained hellfire on the energy sector of Ukraine. That's how big of a joke the president of the United States is. He is a weak little titty baby pussy.
It's almost like Putin did it on purpose. He waited for him to announce it, and then he just was like, fuck you. This is what a pussy you are.
Totally.
And then Trump goes on Fox News, and he wants to be friends with Vladimir Putin because he was the unpopular kid, I think. Here we go.
He said to me, "If you're my friend, I'd hate to see you as my enemy." He said that very strongly. But with all of that, I had a very good relationship with Putin. I had a very good relationship with President Xi, a very good.
It's just breathtaking. The president of the United States is bragging about being friends with sociopaths that 100% have his psychological file. And the top of it says, is easily susceptible to superficial flattery. That's the number one list that everybody has, both our allies and our enemies, on this guy. He is the most manipulatable person on the planet, as are the triple Trumper followers. These people are intellectually lazy, and they like to feast on cruelty. And that's what they all have in common. And guess who's super cruel and who kidnaps Ukrainian kids and has committed war crimes and bombs innocent people? The butcher, the anti-democratic Vladimir Putin. You have all these dipshit Americans with their American flags in their houses acting like, "Oh, well, I just love Trump because he's a good Christian and he hugs the flag." Fuck you.
Here's the thing. What I loved most about this is, Kamala Harris has said it. Hillary Clinton has said it. He is a laughingstock.
Totally.
And then he's like, Putin said he wants to be my friend. He'd rather be my friend than my enemy. I'm like, you're an embarrassment. This is your alpha male Republicans. MAGA, this is your guy, because he is the biggest little dick energy I've ever seen in my life. And then we go on to say, and here's the thing. Once upon a time, it would not be a question who's lying, Putin or the president of the United States. Now I don't know. Here we go.
Kremlin media actually stated that he demanded an immediate cessation of aid to Ukraine in order to get to this multi-step deal.
No, he didn't. We didn't talk about aid. Actually, we didn't talk about aid at all. We talked about a lot of things, but aid was never discussed.
Who's lying?
Probably both of them. I mean, and here's the thing that everybody needs to realize. If Putin wanted this war over, it would be over. It is that simple. He is the aggressor, but he doesn't want it over. He has been playing psychological warfare with the United States of America for over a decade, and here's why. He wants Europe. There is one country that has all of the military and all of the bombs and controls NATO, and that is the United States of America. We prevent him from advancing into Europe. And half of our country is so stupid and so intellectually lazy, and they have this default setting of cruelty that they feast on Fox News, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Steve Bannon, the Daily Wire. I mean, all of these weirdos, they feast on it all the time because they like to consume hate and cruelty. Their entire identity is not being an American. It is hating other Americans. And this was what Putin intended, to create a civil war. And I just noticed this morning on Twitter, Elon Musk, who was boodle baby, stage 5 crying to his safe space with Sean Hannity last night, that Democrats were supposed to have empathy. He tweeted this morning that civil war is inevitable. I mean, he is all over the place. Untreated drug addict, flight of ideas, delusions of grandeur, and nobody is stopping him because they're all surrounded. It's like crazy people, and they all need to be in a padded cell with straitjackets on and just let them talk to each other and say, hey, guys, you won. Here's America, and just throw them in there because they'll never stop at this.
No, they'll never stop. And Putin has made Trump a useful idiot, and he has played the long game with Trump. He knows how weak Trump is. He knows that Trump is such a malignant narcissist. He doesn't care what happens to the United States. He doesn't care what happens to Ukraine. He cares what happens to his wallet. He cares about money. And Elon Musk, for all intents and purposes, is running the United States into the ground. And we know there's a long history between Trump, Musk, Putin, Trump. They're all in this together. And Elon Musk holds power over Trump. He would have to. And it is unbelievable to me that we are sitting around watching the Party of National Security think that this is hunky-dory. And now, after Russia's economy is in the tank, they need an infusion. Trump, after he gets humiliated by Putin going right after the energy infrastructure in Ukraine, after he said he had a ceasefire, says he wants to start trading with Russia.
How can we trust that Vladimir Putin actually wants that, in that he's not also being influenced at the same time by his close friend, President Xi of China?
Well, look, we have our own discussions with President Xi of China, and he wants to get along also, and he's looking to get along, and we're looking to get along with him. And we will. We have a problem of trade where we have a very big imbalance with China. With Russia, we don't have that much trade, and they'd like to, and we'd like to also. They have some very valuable things for us, including very big forms of rare earth. They have a lot of earth. You know, they have...
Stop it there.
Okay, I want to comment on this after I want all of our listeners and viewers to understand it's important that you support our show, so that we can keep doing this every day. And it's important that you support our pro-democracy advertisers. Pumps and I could not do this without our sponsor, Ground News. Ground News is where Pumps and I get our news every day. Pumps, tell them.
Ground News provides a feature that tells you, is what you're reading factual? Because in this situation where we are right now, where truth and lies are mixed constantly, Ground News is your guiding light. It tells you who you can trust and who you can't. It also distinguishes what the left is talking about and what's the right's talking about with their blind spot feature, which I really appreciate.
Listener, so join us by going to groundnews.com/IHIP to get 40% off Ground News Vantage plan that Pumps and I use every day. They're subscriber funded, and what we like most, they're female founded. By subscribing, you're not only getting a tool we all need today, you're also supporting our work. That's GROUND news.com/IHIP, and the link is right below in the show notes. Now, back to Trump talking about doing business with Russia. This benefits Russia.
Absolutely.
The fact that he is pitching to his dumbed down base that somehow we need Russia to help our economy is asinine. It is insane. Russia should have zero leverage over the United States right now. But because Russia has compromised Trump, he is now compromising all of us. And the most dangerous part of that video that you just played, Pumps, is that you hear him constantly signaling to all of the world's autocrats. And all of these autocrats are very anti-democracy. And he wants the United States to align with all of the autocrats. And if you look at history, when this happens, it always leads to war. Every single time. This is dangerous. Trump is an unserious person that sought a very serious position because he's an egomaniac, malignant narcissist. He's never going to be fixed. He's broken for life, and he's taking down our entire country with us for one simple reason. He's compromised by Vladimir Putin. And that is so wildly dangerous. He's turning his back on NATO, and they're going to pull us out. Elon Musk has already signaled that that's happening. And every time these MAGA triple Trumpers, they go to their safe space, Fox News, they're propagandizing their audience, prepping them for this, prepping them. Putin's our friend. She's our friend. These are these big, tough, bad guys. And you have all of these very insecure men that watch Fox News all the time that fall prey to this. And then their, internalized misogynist wives fall prey to all of it too. Oh, these men are tough guys. Yeah, this is great. It's really, really, really dangerous.
Seeing the emasculation of Trump by Musk and Putin, you would think that that would be a clue, but apparently it's not. But one thing we have to touch on, just because we have to laugh, Kristi Noem, the most unbelievably unqualified, incompetent director of Homeland Security. This is her. We've had a whole episode about her cosplay. Here she is now. She's a Navy sailor.
I mean, this is just unbelievable that her number one thing that she seems to like to do is dress up in costumes and cosplay. I mean, these are really broken people that have all found their way together. And these are people that don't take personal accountability if they make a mistake. These are the perpetual victims. These are people that have such a void inside of them. We could all say, Trump, you're great. All 7 billion people on the planet. It still wouldn't fix him. She could try on every costume that our civilization has ever made, and she's still going to be a broken thirst trap. That's always going to happen. And I want to bring you all up to something that's just bothered me. When I'm not a podcaster, I'm an interior designer. And what Trump is doing with the Oval Office is just, we need to sound the sirens. This is horrible, horrible, horrible. He has now taken the Declaration of Independence and hung it in the Oval Office. He also has more knickknacks and riffraffs than I've ever seen in the Oval ever. But then I don't know whose idea it was to put curtains over the Declaration of Independence, which is number one, bad design. And number two, the photo of him playing peekaboo with it. This is just, it's bad design. Trump is white trash. He's a flea market carnival leader. It is the grifting and all of these triple Trumpers that find this cool and cute and neat. You're the reason that everybody hates America. Everybody fucking hates us right now because he is a dangerous dipshit with bad taste, and you all buy all of this riffraff, all of these knickknacks, but so that you can act like you're not racist, you act like you're concerned about the price of eggs. All right, guys, please subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 1 million. We can do it with your help. We'll see you all later.